What's good? What's good? What's good? YouTube, what is good? Coming at you with the second video of the day here. I might be coming at y'all with multiple videos in a day, maybe like 2 videos in a day. Just because the more I'm learning, the more I'm just starting to connect this stuff. And just the more connections we can make, and hopefully the more connections you guys can help me make, and the more connections I can help you guys make, we can, try to get ahead of this stuff, capitalize on this stuff, get ahead with the new society, honestly, that's coming out, that we're basically bringing about, to be 100% honest. I've said that in previous videos, and I'll keep standing by that, because like I keep saying, I do not know how long this system can sustain itself. And I think we're headed towards another debt jubilee here, where the United States government is going to say, hey, we can't pay off all our debts here, but now here's this new kind of currency, this central bank digital currency that's backed by International Monetary Fund money, and here we're going to give you all this digital currency to absolve ourselves of our debt, just like they did in terms of getting off the gold standard and giving people paper. They'll probably get off of the US dollar floating currency standard and give people central bank digital currency, like Fed coins backed by IMF funds or something like that. So let's just see if we can get ahead of that. I don't know. I don't know exactly if that's gonna happen per se, but something's gonna happen because these numbers are getting ridiculous here. $1.1 trillion infrastructure bill. The expansion of the government. There's a $3.5 trillion bill in the works that I think the House is trying to get working on. So these are getting video game numbers here. So let's just get into it. Yet another government spending package. Yay, government. Government to the rescue. As you guys know, government has all the answers to all problems. The Senate just passed a $1.1 trillion infrastructure bill, which I'm sure you guys have heard of now if you follow these kinds of channels. This bill included things like money for broadband internet nationwide, money for Tesla car charging stations nationwide, money for community college funding, money for preschool education funding, and some taxes, like cryptocurrency transaction taxes, which is mind-boggling. So you're going to pay a network fee and a tax to the government on top of that when you want to make a transaction on some of these networks. Damn, son. And then they even had a gas tax, a tax on the amount of people drive per mile. So you can see there's not enough to go around here, and they're really trying to squeeze at whatever they can get here, it seems like. On a side note, I honestly didn't realize how much Elon Musk and his companies benefited from government regulation. Tesla getting charging stations and all of these favorable climate change regulations, SpaceX getting the help of NASA engineers and recycled Russian rockets. That's something that's interesting to me, and I'll try to continue following that moving forward now that I'm realizing. The more I learn, the more I'm realizing. Very interesting stuff there. And this goes back to something I said in previous videos. It seems as if big business tycoons these days basically work with the government. And that makes a lot of sense to me, because look at the size of these spending packages. The government is spending more money than even our largest companies are worth overall, with hard assets, debt, and stock included. So it's almost impossible to not work for the government. Basically anybody, even if you're a business tycoon, a normal private citizen, it's just because you just get more guaranteed money if you work for the government. And the government is representing such a big portion of our spending as a country. I wonder what the GDP is, and if you look at the spending packages That probably represents over half of our GDP. So it's almost impossible to not work for the government, essentially, because they're the ones that are paying people. They're the ones spending all the money. Like, it's not private citizens necessarily spending all this money. So, our biggest companies are worth less in terms of market cap than these spending packages. That's crazy. Our biggest companies, Apple and Microsoft, are hitting a little over $2 trillion in market capitalization. $2 trillion apiece. The government has passed bills totaling over at least $6 billion, if not $7 billion. I don't know the exact number, but I know it's over $6 billion because we were already at $5 billion. And then they passed to 1.1 trillion. Or, I mean, not billion, sorry, I'm trillion, I mean trillion. We were already at 5 trillion. And they passed $1.1 trillion bill. So we're at least at 6 trillion. They have a $3.5 trillion bill that they're trying to pass, which might get cut down. It might go more, I don't know. But we're at least at 6 trillion, and they're trying to hit 9 to 10 trillion by the end of the year. And our biggest companies are worth a little over 2 trillion. So in the past year and a half, they've passed bills that have more money involved in them than our two largest companies in the United States. And it took those companies 40 years plus to get up to that market cap. I think Apple was founded in they released their first computer in 1979 or something like that. And Microsoft was founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen in 1975. So it took them over 40 years to get to that $2 trillion market cap, and our government has spent double both of their market caps in the past year. More than those two companies' market caps combined. The government has spent that money in the past year. So if that doesn't scream out hyperinflation to you, then I don't know what does. But yeah, moving on from that. There's a reason why they want us to stay locked inside and distracted with racial issues, Democrat versus Republican, COVID vaccine or no vaccine, are you going to get the jab, are you not getting the jab, etc. There's a reason why that's just what you're hearing constantly. They'd rather you not be focusing on the reason your cost of living is going up like crazy, month over month, year over year. I wonder if our representatives and senators understand economies, monetary policy, and fiscal policy. They understand that these are tools that they can use, but do they really understand the holistic impact? What I realize is that the average citizen really doesn't really care to try to learn in depth about it. I'm strange for attempting to learn in depth about it, especially at this young of an age. Most people, with good reason, maybe, don't really try to concern themselves with this stuff because it'll make your head spin for sure. It might make your stomach drop as well. And then you get, I don't want to say paranoid, but you just get hypersensitive to what you start hearing when you're government spending package. That means very little to most people when they hear government spending package. But to somebody who tries to understand this stuff, it means a lot when they say government spending package. And that's just a lot to keep up with, so most people with arguably good reason don't try to keep up with it. I guess it is what it is. So the average person really doesn't. And our government representatives and senators really aren't that much different than your average citizen. In all honesty, the biggest difference is that they're older than the average citizen. So you would think that would make them wiser, or at least you would hope. You'd think, or at least I thought, that they've seen so much, especially being part of the highest government positions in the land, and that would give them some type of perspective that almost like no one can have, because they've been in the trenches of this stuff for decades, in the case of some people, in the case of some of these guys. But yeah, at this point, I don't know if that really gives that. I don't know if that causes them to have a more deep understanding, or I don't know the word for it, a more deeper like feeling about the economy, policy. I don't know if it's like just a job to them. I'm not too sure. All I know is I'm shocked with each major spending package, and I just really started following this stuff last year. So obviously we're ramping up a lot in terms of the quantity of money that's part of these spending packages. But I can't help but being like shocked at, I mean, we're talking about trillions, and maybe I have more to learn about like inflation and stuff like that. So I'm definitely not an expert or anything like that, but I'm just shocked with each major spending package. We'll just leave it there. So the more the government spends, the less the people of that country have to invest in their own lives, their own local communities, and their own local economies. That much seems fairly obvious. The more government takes away from you, the less you have to allocate for yourself and your surroundings. So it is shocking to me that people don't understand this. As I said earlier, you have people all around the country basically not being aware of or acknowledging an elephant in the room, or sometimes even praising it. And more people than you would think praise spending packages like this. But it is what it is. We're reaching hyperinflation now. That's what it seems like. The bigger that these numbers get, you tell me what's going on. Just numbers are getting bigger. Figure out a way to profit off of it, I guess. I'll keep you guys posted on the project I'm working on. Hopefully a healthcare network can come out of it. And that is all I got for today. That's probably the last video I will post for today. Sorry to leave you guys so long without a video, but I'll try to get those back online. You might be seeing 2 a day, but that depends on like how like frustrated or disappointed or like whatever I am. As you saw with my previous video that I recorded in the morning, I was definitely not of complete enthusiasm as I normally am on some of these videos. So, but that was because I looked at too many cryptocurrencies. And if you want to talk about value versus non-value, that is an interesting conversation that I'll probably have in later videos coming up. But yeah, let's try to see if something with value can be created and solidly believed in and invested, and hopefully money can reflect that real created value. But these days, value and money are so decoupled, I guess is the word, that it's hard to really determine what's valuable and what's not on a literal level, because the money is funny. Like, there's no other way to put it. But yeah, there we go. That's the video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Definitely subscribe if you want to keep on the journey. Like the video, comment, tell me what you guys think. I'll try to make more, I'll try to have more engagement, like call for more engagement during my videos and stuff like that, for more comments and things, because like I'm getting, the more subscribers I get, I still kind of want to hear what you guys have to say. So definitely comment on the video. I like hearing what you guys have to say. I like commenting back. Even if I don't say comment all the time, just like always feel free to leave a comment. Especially if you have an account and you subscribe, definitely leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think about this stuff. Because I think there's opportunity here, but there's a lot of different stuff to sift through before you can find it. And especially if you want to like create, like if you want to do something valuable, then it's like kind of hard to, that just makes the profiting even harder. Hopefully it makes it more sustainable, but we will see what happens. You guys can follow me and see if it should, like, just see if it's possible, because I don't even really know, to be honest, right? I'm just glad we, like, at least I can tell you guys about it and we can like discuss it here. So yeah, I guess I'll just leave it there. Yeah, I guess I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Definitely comment what y'all have to say. But peace out.